Hi, Clinton Community School District Kings and Queens. This is Mrs. Unke coming to you from my living room here to give you your SEL lesson for the week for our kindergartners. On behalf of Mrs. Engel at Bluff, she says hello, and I also want to say hello from Mrs. Knutson at Jefferson and Mrs. Boating from Eagle Heights. I am the counselor at Whittier, Mrs. Unke, and I'm going to be doing our lesson today, and our I can statement is, I can think about jobs I might want to do when I grow up. Now, we often think about jobs that we want to do when we grow up, and we see people around us, and we look around our community, and we think of what we might want to do when we grow up. When I was little, I wanted to be a vet for the longest time. I loved animals, and I thought taking care of them would be a really magnificent thing to do. As I got older, I realized I like kids, and I like teaching, and I like learning. So I decided to become a teacher. And then a little bit later, I decided that I thought the best way for me to help kids would be to do it in a school setting as a counselor. So that's how I became a school counselor. But there are many, many other things that we can do, and we just kind of look around us. And what we're going to talk about today is kind of looking at the things, the jobs that people do, and the tools and the clothes that they might wear to do it that would give away what they're doing. So the book that I have to share with you today is called Clothesline Clues for Jobs People Do. And this book is written by Catherine Helling and Deborah Hembrook and illustrated by Andy Robert Davies. I have permission to read this book from the publisher at, I forgot the name of the publisher. Pardon me. Give me a second here. I'm going to look it up. From Charles Bridge Press. So, clothesline clues to jobs people do. Look at the clotheslines and see every clue. Who uses these things for the jobs that they do? There's a laundry basket there. My mom used to hang our sheets out on the line when I was little, and it used to smell so good. That's what she would put on our clothesline. But these are clothesline clues to jobs people do. A uniform and cap, an invite for you. Big bag of letters. What job does she do? Can you guess? She is a mail carrier. Peek around the edge to make sure you can see all the things in the pictures. Milk pail and straw hat, overalls in blue, plaid shirt, bandana. What job does he do? What job do you think this person does? Can you guess? Yes, he is a farmer. And there he is on his farm. Oven mitts, apron, recipe for stew, puffy hat, and whisk. What job does he do? Can you guess? He is a chef, cooking up lots of good food. Smock, beret, and brushes, paints of every hue, canvas and easel. What job does he do? Can you guess? He is an artist. Sounds like I picked a squeaky chair to sit in, doesn't it? Coveralls, tool belt, work gloves and glue, safety glasses, saw. What job does she do? Can you guess? Yes, she is a carpenter. My dad was a carpenter his whole life. And my brother bought the business, and now his wife, who looks a little bit like the lady in this picture, is a carpenter too. Heavy pants, helmet, wide suspenders too, rescue coat, long hose. What job does she do? Can you guess? She is a firefighter. My dad used to be a volunteer firefighter as well, and so did my brother. Spacesuit and jetpack, star charts to review, flight gloves and moon boots. What job does she do? Can you guess? Ah, yes, she is an astronaut. I have a son who works at the same place as some of the astronauts on satellites way out there in the sky. These clothes are all clues to the jobs people do. Is one of these jobs just right for you? What job do you want to do when you grow up? That is the question. Maybe you want to do a job like one of the jobs in this book. Maybe you want to be a firefighter. Maybe you want to be a mail carrier. Maybe you want to do a job that's not in this book. Maybe you'd like to be, a police officer. Or maybe you would like to be a tree cutter. Maybe you want to work outside, maybe you want to work inside. No matter what kind of job you do, you will have clothes and tools that you will use. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to get a piece of paper and draw a picture of what you want to be when you grow up. And while you're doing that, think about, what clothes would I wear? Would I have a special uniform to wear, like a police officer or a firefighter? Would I have special tools I would use, like a carpenter with a hammer and a saw? What sorts of tools would you use? I drew my own picture, and of course, mine is about being a school counselor. It says at the bottom, I want to be a school counselor. And I drew a computer, because I've been using that an awful lot lately. I drew crayons and paper to work with kids. I even drew a dog. I used to have a therapy dog, and a lot of counselors have therapy dogs. I drew a book down here. And on my clothesline back here, because I don't really wear a uniform, if you look real close, you can see, I think, that that's the shirt I'm wearing today with a Kings and Queens crown on it. And this funny looking thing here with a smiley face on the end of it is my lanyard that I usually wear at school, to be able to show you that I'm a safe person in our building. So that's what you can do, is think about what you want to be when you grow up and what sorts of tools and what sorts of clothes you think you might wear, and then you can draw it on your paper. And if you want, you could get an adult's help and take a picture of that and send it to my email address, which is listed on our website that your parents can help you find. Or you can send it to any of the other counselors. Send it to your school counselor. If you don't go to Whittier, don't send it to me. You can send it to Bluff or Jefferson or Eagle Heights, but Whittier students will send it to me. So that's all I have for today, and I wish you well and hope that everyone is doing fine and great. And this is over and out from Mrs. Unke at Whittier.